I want to thank you, David, for creating such a welcoming space for all of us lovers of the spoken and written word. It's been a while since I've been here, I think, but it's nice. And secondly, I want to dedicate this next piece, which I just wrote. I was wildly writing up until this started. I want to dedicate this to Avacha, my dear, because she's been so encouraging of me and saw the poet in me before I did. And because of the place she holds in all of our hearts. So thank you, dear. Um, so many of you may know or may not that tomorrow, February 19th, is the Day of Remembrance, a day that commemorates the imprisonment of Japanese Americans during World War II. On that day, February 19th, FDR signed the Executive Order 9066 requiring incarceration of the Japanese. And on this day, there are national events taking place throughout the US that creates a space for public dialogue and informing the public about the repercussions when government ignores the rights of its fellow human beings. This was inspired by a Clint Smith poem who wrote a letter to the 5 presidents who were slaveholders. This is entitled On the Incarceration of the Japanese During World War II, an open letter to FDR, the country of Peru, and USC. FDR, when you signed Executive Order 9066 in 1942, condemning 120,000 Japanese children, women, and men, mostly citizens, into concentration camps without any evidence or any charges ever being filed against them, denying them due process that's guaranteed all US citizens. FDR, did it ever play on your conscience that you ignored 3 reports conducted by the FBI and the military that found that the Japanese were loyal, law-abiding, and posed no threat to our country? Did you think it was any less of a crime because you called them relocation centers instead of concentration camps? Executive Order 9066 did not specify Japanese to be imprisoned. Why weren't there camps for European descendants of other US enemies? Is it because you valued white bodies over yellow ones? Is it because you were on record years before the war broke out that you believed Asians could not ever be assimilated into American culture and could not be trusted? Is it a coincidence you publicly stated the Japanese should be barred from ever being US citizens and should be banned from ever owning land? Let's be clear, illegally imprisoning 120,000 mostly US citizens, causing them to lose their livelihoods, homes, and land is violence. Storing human beings who have committed no crime into horse stables at Santa Anita Racetrack is violence. Condemning them to interracial stigma, shame, and trauma is violence. USC, after the war, denying returning Japanese students credit for their previous work and making them start over is violence. Peru, stripping your Japanese Peruvian citizens of their citizenship and shipping them thousands of miles to US camps and stranding them after the war in a country that did not let them speak their native language. Spanish is racial violence. Separating children from families is violence. The white supremacist belief that led to making human beings slaves is violence. Taking indigenous lands is violence. Imprisoning human beings in concentration camps is the same strain of racial violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Such moving words, and from your great humanitarian heart, bringing out completely clear. And I did not know about this historical document, and it was quite enlightening to hear this and to have this reflection on race and of people who've done no wrong being treated in such a manner. Uh, Horrifying. Thank you very much for speaking up. Uh, wow. Okay, so we have a few, we have a few more people to read. Is Kimmy still here? I hope, and we have her on next. Let's see.
You call me Kimi?
Yes, that's you. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Thank you.